Hi, everyone, and welcome to our full moon, blue moon, second full moon ritual of January. This is such a special night because the blue moon is really rare. That's why they say once in a blue moon, right? How often do we have two full moons in 1 month? It's a rare event. And our ancestors thought it was very, very special. In fact, they thought the blue moon was good luck. And I think it's good luck too. Did you know that the first full moon, public full moon ritual that I ever led for you as Sage Goddess was the blue moon? All those years ago. And so here we are. It's sort of like coming full circle. This full moon tonight is also in my natal sign of Leo, my natal sun sign. And so this is all about power. And this is all about expansion. You know, Leo is fearless, right? Leo is the sign that will go first. Leo is the adventurer, and Leo has magnetism and charisma and self-esteem. And so Leo can carry itself, right? Herself, himself. It's the sign, ultimate sign of the king or the queen. And so tonight's full moon, truly, as we venture into Egypt together as part of our world of magic, tonight's full moon is a protection ritual. But it's also a blessing ritual upon the foundation of whatever it is that you're building in 2018. And that's what I want you to think about right now for just a moment. What are you building? What is your empire? What is your dream? What are you creating? Everyone is creating all the time. I really do believe that. And so my question to you is, what is it for you? What is it that you're making or creating or building? What beautiful new creation or dream that sits in your heart right now are you gestating in these late days of winter as we approach the early start of spring? What's growing within you? And whatever it is that you're growing, tonight we're going to bless it. Tonight we're going to send just beautiful, protective, blessing energy to whatever it is that you're nurturing and growing. And I hope whatever it is exciting to you. I hope it summons and stirs your passion. I hope it invokes your enthusiasm and your passion for life, because that's what your dream should be. Your dream should be something that, you know, wakes you up in the middle of the night and makes your heart beat a little bit fast, just to think about what's possible for you in your life. I hope I'm sort of a drumbeat in your life to remind you that everything is possible. Anything that you seek is available to you. But the most important thing is you have to set the intention at the new moon. And then on the nights of the full moon, you have to push energy to that vision and to that dream and give thanks for all that has come to pass for you. So much has already come to pass for you. And we're in an accelerated time, in my opinion. I think time is going more quickly. I think we are spiritually ascending at a rapid pace. And so what that means is things may come faster for you or work faster for you or manifest faster for you. And I think that's exciting as we look to a new year and all the potential that's ahead of us. So I'm going to smudge, and then we'll talk a little bit about the specifics of tonight. If I can find a source of some fire for us. Let me see if I have another lighter here. This Leo must have multiple sources of fire at her disposal at all times. And so here we go. And just a little bit of white sage or salvia apiana to open the space. Just want to invite you to take a nice deep breath, even though we're under the influence of a full moon. So there's all that crazy fun energy flowing. I want to invite you just to call your energy into present time. Let yourself be fully present in the beauty of this moment. Surrender and release anything that isn't serving you. Just call yourself into present time. And acknowledge the beauty of what's here right now. This moment's always beautiful. But so often we only know that in hindsight. It's like, oh, that moment was really beautiful, or that year in my life was really special, or that holiday was really beautiful. But sometimes we don't enjoy it because we're not mindful enough. We're not in the moment enough. We're worried about yesterday or tomorrow or what might happen or what did happen. And, you know, just be here right now. Be fully available to co-create this moment. Because what you're thinking about in this moment is what you're going to be manifesting in the next, right? I mean, that's the truest truth of life. And then I'm going to burn just a little bit of Palo Santo wood, which is... it means holy stick in Spanish, and it truly is. It's a beautiful alternative smudge to white sage. And the smoke, much like white sage in many ways, is antibacterial, antimicrobial. So if there's been any cold or flu, it's really good to receive Palo Santo smoke, and then just clear the energy of your space with it. Will keep you healthy through cold and flu season. And then I'm going to burn. It's like, no, wait, there's more. Then I'm going to burn some vetiver for you, also known as verrucous. Vetiver is a fragrant root, actually, that's very grounding, very protective. It's rare. And it's sexy as all get out. Vetiver is a very common base note, actually, in men's colognes. But I love it. To me, it smells like a fire that someone might be tending in their home in the darkness of winter that would be so inviting and warming. And it's soothing and comforting and grounding and all the things that you want sort of a sexy base note to be. And so reconnect or vetiver is top of my list, too, for smudge. And so our space is clear, our energy is flowing, and so let me show you the tools that I'm going to be using for our ritual today, for our foundation protection ritual and blessing ritual. This is your candle because we are entering ancient Egypt tonight, and this is made with the essential oils that would have been available at the time in ancient Egypt for a ritual such as this, in fact. Your perfume, which is called stratum, which again means foundation in Latin. The notes in your beautiful stratum perfume are lotus, honey, and frankincense, and it's intoxicating. Lotus was incredibly sacred to ancient Egyptians. They thought it to be a flower of ascension and evolution, as well as transportation and transmutation. Honey was also sacred to the ancient Egyptians. They had easily discovered its many healing properties. And the bee also became sacred really first and foremost during the ancient Egyptian civilization. And then frankincense, which is all the things. Frankincense is grounding, protective, nurturing. It opens the upper chakras. It activates the throat chakra to help you speak your truth. I mean, it's truly, metaphysically, it's all the things. And when you burn it, it automatically clears and consecrates your space, of course, because frankincense resin has been used in churches since ancient times, actually, and was thought to be a way, burning frankincense resin was thought to be a way to consecrate and dedicate sacred space. And so in ancient Egypt, especially with these early protection and blessing rituals, the whole concept was about how do we bless and honor a space. And in ancient Egypt, of course, the gods and goddesses were extremely important to their culture and their civilization. And in many ways, so too were, with their roots in Sumeria, the concept of sky gods who would come to the planet and help to support man, to bring new technologies, to help them. In many ways, this is how we believe the pyramids were built and transported. We also know that the ancient Egyptians used sound. They used sound to build spaces. They used sound, most likely, to even move the pyramids from location to location. And we know, in fact, that the pyramids themselves were sound chambers, and that each pyramid has its own resonance or frequency, and that the priests in ancient Egypt would take people from one pyramid to another, depending on what their needs were, what their health conditions were, what their intentions were, because each note that each pyramid played in the center chamber would vibrate to a specific frequency. And the priests knew exactly what frequency you were coming in with, and then what frequency they would have to attune you to in order to perform healing or any of their sacred rites. It's a powerful thing, our lineage and our connection to Egypt. And if you're in my other classes, for example, Magical Sabbatical, we're going to be talking this month ahead in February about how some of the Egyptian gods, like Thoth, were thought to actually be Lemurian and Atlantean priests who had participated in those earliest civilizations going back 12, 13, 15, 18,000 years ago. And that in fact, when those civilizations were lost, that they scattered to the corners of the earth, and Thoth came to Egypt, brought with him the scarab, which was actually an Atlantean and Lemurian symbol for transportation and creation, and then sort of co-opted it, sort of brought it into the Egyptian pantheon as a different symbol. But in any case, Egypt has a long lineage, and the tentacles of its lineage extend out into even more ancient and more mystical traditions than many of us have thought of before. And that's, in my classes, my students and I call those the rabbit holes. We kind of like to to chase those interesting tidbits of history and legend and lore, because there's so much of history that still hasn't been put together for us. You know, there's still so many questions about, okay, well, so how were the pyramids built? You know, why do they seem to be formed in the same order and structure as the Pleiadian star constellation? And of course, the Pleiadian star constellation was mentioned as early back as ancient Sumeria, where the number 7 was sacred. There are 7 stars in the Pleiadian constellation, and on and on and on. So for a lot of us, there's just a lot of open questions, and part of my work has been, and it's difficult, right? Because in many cases we don't have literature, we don't have data to support some of the concepts I'm discussing here, and yet we still don't really fully know how some of these civilizations were built, how they created their structures, how they moved their stones in their temples. And so it's an open question and a source of deep fascination for many of us. Tonight, the ritual that we're doing is based in history. Tonight's ritual is not about star systems and star seeds. It's really about what actually would have happened when a temple or a new structure was built in ancient Egypt. And I chose this ritual for us for this second full moon of 2018 because you're still building your foundation, aren't you? I mean, you're still thinking about the structures you're going to create and the intentions behind the structures and what resources or people or you will need in order to manifest what it is you're trying to create. And what I love about ancient Egypt and tonight's ritual is that when our ancestors in Egypt were about to build, and this was typically true of the pharaohs and kings and queens, but in fact, when any structure of significance was being built, they did a blessing of the first brick. And that blessing, sometimes that blessing came in steps. Often there were 8 steps to these foundation protection and blessing rituals. And one of the steps was to actually with your hands form the first brick of your foundation, of your structure. And then the foundation itself would be blessed. And then once the structure was complete, it would be blessed. We're going to do those 3 steps together tonight. And I'm really excited to do them with you. And I hope that they bless you, not just tonight, but as you build out the rest of this structure and this vision for yourself for the entire year ahead. I hope every step of the work that you do that's ahead of you will be blessed. And if Leo has anything to do with that or about that, of course, that's why we put this beautiful fiery goddess on your blue calcite blue moon kit plate. Because tonight's all about that fire goddess and that Leo energy. She's gonna kick your butt a little bit and get you into gear so that you're ready. You're ready to create, and then anything that you create in line with our intention tonight will be blessed for the whole year ahead. Kind of a beautiful thought, isn't it? So the 2 pieces of art that we have for tonight, I'm just going to read you the invocation in case you didn't have the kit. So this is our stratum foundation protection art, beautiful Eye of Horus, so protective. And so the invocation says, I invoke the ancient protection of the Eye of Horus to build the foundation of my dreams, so that all may benefit from my highest good. Isn't that beautiful? The light that illuminates my soul cements the first brick I lay on the path toward my holy temple. Horus, keep safe all that I build. And so it is. And then this is the art from your Blue Moon kit, which is sort of an extension, right? They're related, obviously. I mean, we're doing this foundation protection blessing, but you need Leo's fiery energy at this full moon to get it done. So this blessing says, as I harness the magic of the blue moon eclipse, I invoke the sacred marriage of the divine feminine and masculine, mother moon and father sun, yin and yang. I bathe in its feminine lunar energy as I release my fierce presence into the universe. And isn't it powerful to have an eclipse today? What do eclipses do? Eclipses reveal what needs to be seen. Eclipses make it impossible to keep secrets. And so what I always tell people when you're in an eclipse window is tell the truth. If you're going to say something behind someone's back, say it to their face instead. It's just better because the universe during an eclipse likes to out you for secrets that you're holding or information that you're withholding. And so being forthright yourself and just being honest and open and communicating openly and honestly will serve you a great deal in the coming days. especially with Leo, because Leo's a sign of loyalty. And so secrets, misinformation, Leo doesn't tend to like to play in that domain. And so Leo would be very supportive of this eclipse energy to sort of clear the air, as it were. Okay. So I'm going to be working with this hexagon tonight of blue calcite, which is all about honoring the essence of this blue moon. The energy of calcite is about bringing peace and balance, and that's what tonight is about. It's the balance of the masculine and feminine. Of course, when we have an eclipse, that's about the balance of the sun and the moon, and those two influences working together to balance lunar and solar energies. And so this is about balance for you too, balancing your water with your fire. Balancing your emotion with your courage this year. And isn't that really the work of the year ahead? We're in an 11 manifestation year, and you have to be both courageous and open. You have to be both fearless and courageous, fearless and bold. But you also have to be in touch with your feelings and be processing your feelings and be open and reflective. And so the duality of that, all the lunar energies of expressing and exploring your feelings, and all the solar energies of get it done, move it, let's build a foundation, let's make some progress. Those two have to sit in your hands tonight in perfect balance. And that's not easy to do. And so that's why I'm here, right, to support you as we do that work together. Okay. Let me make sure I have my invocation for us. I may have lost my invocation. Oh no, there it is. Pardon the interruption. Okay. So we have smudged. The energy is clear and open. I'm going to light my stratum candle just to sort of open the container, and then I'm going to open our circle. I want to invoke that element of fire and invite it in right from the beginning. And fire, we bring you in tonight for courage as we open this beautiful container, as we approach ancient Egypt, which is one of our most favorite and important historical civilizations. And so as we approach the sacred continent of Africa, as we approach this glorious civilization, which shaped so much of our understanding of magic, right? Ka, right? Merkaba, which means light spirit body in ancient Egyptian. Ka is the spirit or the soul. And Ka in many ways is also magic. And so even some of the ways that we think about magic, some of the sacred magical shapes that we work with, have their origin story rooted in ancient Egypt. So I want you to roll your shoulders back as I open our beautiful circle together. Keep your hands on your knees or just up by your sides with your palms facing up to be receptive and open to the energies. Take a nice deep cleansing breath. Just be here now. I want you to imagine that out of your left hand extends a beautiful, bright beam of white light, about 4 to 6 inches in diameter. And I want you to really allow yourself to feel the warmth and the glow of that beam of light in your hand. And as it glows so beautifully and brightly, I want you to imagine that beam of light extending out of your left hand, across and around the circle that connects us tonight across space and time. And as it winds its way around, just sending a breath of love into that beam of light, sending your wishes for health and happiness and healing, protection to everyone who's seated in the circle tonight with me virtually around the circle, around the world. And that beam of light will come back to you in your right hand. And when it does, you'll be holding the energy of our circle right there between your hands, between your palms. And just feel the warmth. I can feel it already. My hands are warm. It's beautiful, fiery energy tonight that we're all sharing. And I'm so glad that you're here with me. And then just stay right there as I read our directional invocation to call to the corners of the quadrants and the sacred guardians who hold those spaces. Ancestors, we turn our faces in your direction tonight as we enter the temple of all time, engaging your presence learning your lessons, working your magic, and releasing your grief. May your lessons be learned, and may your spirits rest. May you experience peace. And while my heart still beats, and yours, I walk with you forward down this long road that you and I chose together so long ago. Ascended masters and star beings, guardians, wise ones, those who know and those who have always been, those who watch and those who tend, the one who created all and in whose likeness and essence we are divinely made, we bow tonight in gratitude. We face your directions with gratitude, and the work continues. As above, so below. As within, so without. As I wish, so shall it be. And as you wish, so shall it be. For the highest good of all of our kind, together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. And so tonight to the east, we turn in gratitude and in recognition of the birth of all we know, love, and enjoy. The tides and the seasons, the cycles, all begin with you, guardians of the east. And we thank you tonight for the gift of the breath of life. Touch the citrine in the east and breathe the chamomile, taste the lemon and feel the air. East, we see you, we sense you, and we thank you for your presence in our circle tonight. To the south, we turn in search of power, passion, strength for our endeavors, for our desires. Children, projects, gifts are all birthed with you, guardians of the south. Isn't that true? And we thank you tonight for the gift of hunger and desire. In the south, we touch the carnelian, breathe the ginger, taste the cinnamon, feel the fire. South, we see you, we sense you. We thank you for your presence in the circle tonight. To the west, we now turn in search of healing, emotional strength, so that we can release what no longer serves us, old patterns, old ways of being that need to return to the deep waters of Gaia's womb. Guardians of the west, we thank you tonight for the gift of release. And in the west, we touch the iolite, we breathe the yarrow, we taste the fennel, we feel the water. Guardians of the west, we see you, we sense you, and we thank you for your presence in the circle tonight. To the north, we turn in search of grounding, comfort, home, and of course an anchor to remind us that we can always return safely at any time, for the grandfathers are here waiting. Guardians of the north, we thank you tonight for the gift of protection. And in the north, we touch the petrified wood of the magic forest. We breathe the patchouli, taste the mushroom, feel the earth beneath our feet. North, we see you, we sense you, and we thank you for your presence in the circle tonight. And my sweet friends, my wish for you tonight, as it always is and will always be, is that the delicate and precious balance of these four elements will make itself known to you tonight at this full moon and always. And once more together we say, Amen, Aho. And so it is. And so it is. Whew. It's beautiful, isn't it? And, you know, I think sometimes, especially on nights like this, when we're celebrating something that our ancestors thought was so rare and precious, like a blue moon, I think about what they may have been thinking, you know? They may have asked themselves, why would the gods give us 2 full moons in 1 month and none in the next? Is it because this month is special? Who's to say? And I wonder what you think. Do you know? Do you feel an energy that's completely unique to this month? Maybe it's because we're kicking off this manifestation year and we need double the flow, right? And yet being in the pathway of an eclipse tonight also tells us that not everything is as it seems. And so can you sit with the ambiguity, right? Can you sit knowing that there may be some things you need to know that are hidden from your view right now? The beauty of an eclipse is it always reminds us that at some point we will have all the answers. What is hidden from you now will not always be hidden, right? And so your patience and your diligence and your trust of the universe is rewarded at times like this, because it's absolutely what you are asked to do. You're asked to trust and hold and center yourself and stay focused on your intention, and then everything comes to pass exactly as it should in perfect time. That to me is the true essence of magic. Okay, so I'm going to anoint first with stratum perfume, which is your lotus and your honey and your frankincense. So beautiful. Little on my third eye for what I know, at my wrist for what I do, at my ankles for where I go. And then I'm going to anoint once more with Blue Moon perfume, which is the second blend for tonight. And this one, of course, is lavender, ylang ylang, and lily of the valley. And they're designed to go together, so let that intoxicate you a little bit. They're supposed to layer, and the combination is beautiful because the lavender balances that frankincense in incredible ways. So I hope you love the subtlety and the beauty of the duo together. And just 3 deep inhales. This is how we work with scent shamanically, right? We create a scent talisman. We create a scent association. And so when you inhale a scent over and over and connect it energetically with a certain experience, the next time you smell that scent, whether it's lotus or honey or frankincense or lavender or lily of the valley, the next time you smell that, it's going to bring you right back here. And here is important because you're laying the foundation of your achievements for 2018, right? Especially as we are in this beautiful full moon phase where everything is just, all the energies are just wide open and available to you. All you have to do is reach out and grab them and touch them. And one of the things to think about, we haven't talked about this too much, so I'll say something briefly about it now, and if you're interested we can talk about it more. You know, the way manifestation actually really works is that it's almost like the games you used to play with when you were a kid. You know, energy is just sitting there waiting to be molded into form. And so sometimes I will actually sit and play with energy, pull it into my hands and mold it and form it. If I'm trying to imagine a new structure, I'll actually imagine trying to build it with my hands, right? Or like move resources from one place to another, or even just draw, like from imagining a new house, like drawing the house and drawing what would be around it and just using my hands. It works. And so one of the reasons we work with scent, we work with stones, is because it evokes a smell and gives us something to touch, and these are tools that awaken our senses. And then it becomes much easier as an extension of working with sacred tools and scent and touchstones and talismans to then extend that work out to be moving energy, right? And you can even use your stones to do it. I have friends who use quartz points that way. You know, they'll take a quartz point and start to draw into the energy field because they believe that quartz magnifies anything it touches. And so, of course, wouldn't it also magnify your intention or your vision or your structure that you're drawing or building or creating? And so think outside the box a little bit when it comes to your tools. You know, how do you use them, and how do you think about manifestation? Do you think about it as like the active coagulation of energy, right? And that you can move it and form it and structure it and mold it, and that it awaits your fingertips and your hands and your ideas and your words to become. And as I say all this to you, I'm gazing into this gorgeous candle tonight with that sort of indigo gold wax. Beyond, beyond, beyond beautiful. I really wish I could like have you sink into that a little bit. The camera's not fully picking it up, but it's mesmerizing. I hope you're enjoying yours too. Okay, so the stones that you have your eclipse stone, which obviously is the stone holding the energy of the eclipse. If part of your focus tonight is revelation of what is unseen to you, maybe you should work more with this stone. You have your Lemurian blue onyx, which is for blessings, communication, serenity. You have a starlight, which is protection, of course. You have smoky quartz, which is protection and transmutation of low vibrations. You have your basalt, which is original to Egypt, would have been in Egypt at the time. The pyramids, some of the pyramids were actually built from basalt, and it is for overcoming the effects of destruction and chaos to create something of strength and value. That's the metaphysical properties. And then you have malachite, which is one of the most profoundly healing divine feminine stones you can work with. And it's really interesting because, you know, Cleopatra ground malachite to make eyeliner, just like she ground lapis lazuli to make eyeliner. There's some conversation about the fact that that may have actually been injurious to her because malachite powder is can be poisonous, especially when it's inhaled. And so there's an interesting conversation and set of theories about whether or not her using gemstones for her eyeliner was a benefit or a detriment. There are other sources that say that the malachite powder would have been healing for eye infections, which were quite common at the time. So on the one hand, I don't know that it would have been healthy for her. On the other hand, there are sources that claim that it would have supported her and maintained eye health for her. So I guess the jury's still out. We'll never really know whether it was good for her or not to be using that. Okay, so we have our tools. Now I'm going to use my hexagon as the basis for the brick that I'm going to create in this ritual. So if you have yours and you want to use it for that purpose too, because I'm going to have you visualize the building of the laying of the first brick of the foundation of your year. So the first thing I want you to do is roll your shoulders back as our beautiful circle is open tonight. And I want you to dream your big dream right now. What is it for 2018? What did you set an intention for with me at the new moon just a couple of weeks ago? What were you asking for? What were you looking for? Tonight I want you to dream that big dream in a fearless, open, expansive, it's all possible way. Take the lid off the box, set the inner critic aside, quiet the naysayers for a minute. What are you building? Is it an actual building? Like, are you dreaming of building a home? Are you dreaming of building a building for your business? Are you dreaming of building a business? Are you dreaming of having a child or expanding your family? Are you dreaming of improving your health this year, finally, at last, because you've been waiting forever? Are you dreaming of freedom? Are you dreaming of love and passion and compassion? Are you dreaming of intimacy? Are you dreaming of relationship? Or are you dreaming of getting out of a relationship? Wherever you are tonight, I want you to close your eyes right now and crystallize that big dream. What's that big dream in your heart? And then dream just a little bit bigger than that. Remember, I asked you this last time I saw you. I was like, are you dreaming big enough? That was my big question to you at the new moon, right? So I'm going to ask you again. Are you dreaming big enough? What about bigger? What would bigger look like? Whatever you are dreaming, I want you to open the aperture. So if you're dreaming of building a building, could you build it bigger? Are you dreaming of creating a company? Could you make it bigger? You're dreaming of having a child. What will that child be like? What will that child bring to your life? What will you bring to that child's life? You know, like whatever that dream is, expand. Are you dreaming of health? Great. What else can you dream of beyond health? Comfort, happiness, fulfillment, peace, more time with your family, more time for laughter, more joy, more fun, more play, more exploration, more passion, more intimacy, more sex, more connection, more love, more hugs, more kisses, more feeling beautiful, more self-esteem. I don't know. I'm just kind of like throwing the whole kitchen sink at you. But what is that big dream for you right now? And I want you to hold a little bit of space tonight. What's your big dream for the planet? I have more big dreams for the planet right now than I even have for myself, because I really want to see it happen for our planet, for our species. I want to see it happen in this lifetime, that we find peace and we find our way to evolution and ascension as a humankind. And so I'm holding a big old dream, because doesn't that seem kind of impossible right now? And yet what I know is nothing's impossible. So I'm holding space for the raising of a collective consciousness and awareness on our planet that will lead to global healing and unity. And just breathing into that. And now you've been out here, right? You've been dreaming these big dreams, and they're might even be overwhelming to you, and like, is it all possible? You know what I mean? Now I want you to come back down, and I want you to narrow your field of vision, and I want you to imagine what the first brick on the path to that dream, what's that? So here's the macro. You've been dreaming big macro, right? What's the micro? What's the first step you have to take to get there? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Okay. So I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to call upon all of the spirit guides and ancestors that surround you and me and everyone else in our circle tonight to come closer. And spirit guides, ancestor beings, guardian spirits, angels and archangels, ascended masters, light beings, diva spirits, anyone who is related or connected to the dreams that we are manifesting tonight, the dreams that we are pushing energy toward tonight. Any of you who are involved in any of these ventures, we ask you to come closer. And we ask you to come closer tonight to bless us with your presence, with your support, with your encouragement. We ask you to surround us with the time and the energy and the resources and the belief and the trust and the passion and the enthusiasm and everything we need to build our foundation this year. We ask you to surround us with all of the love and resources and support that we need. Spirit guides, we ask that you bring us the people who will come to us and support us. And we ask that you surround us with loving kindness and care and compassion. And so in your mind's eye right now, I want you to settle on a vision of what that first step is, what that first step on this path looks like for you. What is it for you? And I want you to put all of your attention on your stone. And you can work with any stone. If you don't have the blue calcite plate from the set, just another stone is okay. But I want you to put all of your energy and your focus into the edges of this stone. And I want you to think about, this has 6 sides, of course, it's a hexagon. Maybe there are 6 elements to the building of your foundation. So can you trace the steps? What would step 1 be? What would step 2 be? In the first, what would the elements of your first step toward making this dream come to pass? What would the elements of that step be? Maybe it requires you to learn something new, or to gather resources, or to have a conversation, or to travel to a new location, or to let go of something from the past that has to be released before you can move forward. Or maybe it's just trusting and believing in yourself. And so once you've crystallized what that first step is and what the elements of that first step are, in other words, the things that you need to commit to doing or creating or allowing in order for yourself to make progress toward this vision. Spirit guides, we are holding the first step tonight in our hands. And we call upon the guardians and the deities from the Egyptian pantheon, in particular Horus. We call upon you for the sacred gift of your protective vision. And I want you to imagine your first steps very much like the first brick that would have been laid in the building of one of the ancient pyramids in Egypt. I want you to imagine it with that level of importance and commitment. If you were building and placing the first step on what you knew would be a massive pyramid that would be seen and appreciated throughout history, wouldn't that be an important moment for you? Wouldn't you want to put the most precious energy and attention and resource toward that moment? You would. Isn't it so with your dream? Maybe you're building something in your mind or your heart right now that one day your children will have or experience. Maybe you're building something in your heart or your mind right now. If your wish is to expand your family, that is something that will be a gift to the planet forever. Aren't you always building something that will make the world a more beautiful place when you're gone? Because isn't that why we're here? We can't take any of this with us. And so at best, I think what we're doing is building a set of gifts to the next generation, or a set of offerings to those who will come after, to say we were here and we loved it here and we did our best to take care of it for you until you got here. And so I want you to imagine all of your ancestors and all of your spirit guides and all of the Egyptian deities and Horus himself gazing now upon your dream, gazing upon your first step. And spirit guides, all of the beings who are coming around us now, honoring that beautiful ancient Egyptian pantheon and civilization. As we step into your domain, we ask for your blessing tonight upon this first brick. Just as you would have blessed the first brick of the ancient temples and pyramids that you built all those thousands of years ago, millennia ago. We ask that you bless what we are building tonight as well. Bless it with the beautiful eye of Horus and his vision. Bless it with the incredible waters of the Nile, the fertile waters of this incredible country. Bless it with the ring of stars that sits over Egypt herself. And bless it with the star beings who have, since the beginning of time, chosen this sacred land as their domain, chosen it as their home, chosen it as the center of their magic. We ask for your blessings tonight as you would have given them for those sacred creations all those millennia ago. And I want you to cover your stone with your right hand, and I really want you to feel what it feels like to hold in your hand a tangible amulet, a tangible symbol of your growth this year. You're holding it right now. It's sitting here right in your hand. And this is a sign to you tonight that you have already what you need to create your dreams. The only thing that's missing is time, your imagination, and perhaps your own belief in yourself. But that's all you're missing. Everything else will come to you in perfect time. The people that you need, the money that you need, the space that you need, the support that you need, the passion that you need, the stamina that you need, the whatever it is. Tonight, just claim it. We learned that from Sumeria last month, did we not? So our Sumerian ancestors were the ones that taught us that if we say something, if we speak it into existence, so shall it be. So mind your thoughts right now. May every step you take as you lay this first brick of your foundation this year bless you. May it bless you. May it bless everyone you know and love. May it bless our entire planet as you bring your soul gifts forward, as you bring your vision forward, as you bring your desires forward. And now I'm going to light my blue moon candle because this candle has a special meaning for tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hexagon, my beautiful plate that's representing my foundation, and I'm going to place my blue moon candle on top of it. Because what this candle represents is the doubling up of energy. That's what tonight represents. A blue moon is a doubling of the lunar energy in one cycle. And so tonight, you are sending double the energy. You're basically just magnifying. Everything we just did, you are doubling it. As my beautiful little orb flies around too. Look at that. That's a sweet spirit for you, isn't it? We are doubling all of the energy tonight. And so, great spirit, to all of the guides and ascended masters who are present to us right now, I ask that you double the energy, double the blessings for every single person who's watching and will watch this later. May every part of their vision, their dream, their concept, their idea, their intention for 2018, these early steps, please double all the intensity of the energy that you are sending to them right now. Magnify, magnify, magnify for the highest good of all. And take a moment to breathe that in. What does it mean for you to have double what you need? Not just one round of beautiful magical energy, but two. What does it mean for you to have double the energy accessible to you right now? What would you do if you had twice the amount of resources that you needed? If you had twice the energy, twice the faith, twice the money, twice the people around you to support you, twice the love, twice the passion, twice the support? What would that mean to you? That's exactly what tonight is all about. It's about receiving the double. Because Luna has blessed you twice this month. And then she kicked you in the butt by blessing you a second time with some Leo energy. It's a very different full moon. Okay. So with the basalt, we ask for the blessing tonight upon the actual structure of our foundation. And so we ask guides, Great Spirit, that you bless the actual building of all that we create this year. The floors, the walls, the ceilings of our structures. We ask that you bless our human bodies which of course is part of our structure. We ask that you bless our relationships, which is part of our emotional structure. With this beautiful starlight, which is such an incredible ancient symbol of protection, we ask that you cross all of our efforts with the protective vision of Horus, that you bless every part of what we do, and that you oversee it with an eye of protection and love. With our Lemurian blue onyx, we ask for blessings of peace, serenity, and balance in everything that we do this year. So not only do we grow and create and become, but we actually have the peace and serenity we need to enjoy it. We ask for the blessings of smoky quartz on all of our creations this year, to transmute low vibrations, to raise the vibration, to protect us, and to shield us from any energies that do not belong to us. With Eclipse Stone, we ask for the blessings of revelation, so that what is unclear to us now will become clear, and that clarity will bless us manyfold. And then with beautiful malachite from Egypt herself, we ask for blessings of healing as we create this solid foundation. We ask for the physical stamina, the physical strength, the physical wellness, and the physical well-being to see our desires and intentions come to fruition. And so it is. My candle's doing this dance. I wish I could show you. Like the gold inside is just flickering. It's like it's just dancing. And sometimes these moments in ritual are important for us to pause and remember that there's so much more to our process. There's even more to this ritual than what I say to you. And in fact, before I ever do ritual for you, I always set a singular intention, which is that the words behind my words will bless you too. Because there's always a meta conversation going on, right? There's the things I'm actually saying to you. And then there is the way in which Spirit speaks through me as I hold this space for you. And I always pray that the words behind the words are a blessing to you as well. And that's magic. Now, we have asked for the blessing upon the first brick and the actual foundation of our structures. Now I want you to pan back in your vision, pan out in your vision, and imagine the completed dream, the completed structure, the completed whatever it is, the completed relationship, the child being born healthy and strong, whatever it is you're trying to manifest in 2018. I want you to imagine the final creation, big and beautiful and finished and exactly as you dreamed, or maybe even more beautiful than you dreamed was possible. Spirit's good at that. That's sort of exceeding your expectations. And so guides, Great Spirit, Horus himself, ancestor beings, highest self, we ask that you bless now the entire structure of the dream in its finished form. And we know that in another dimension, not far from where we are, our dreams have already come to pass. In fact, our entire lives have come to pass. And so all we really have to do is reach into that other dimensional space and pull that dream forward to enjoy it now. And so if you can in your mind's eye see your finished dream, what does it look like? You know, if you're building something big this year, can you really see it in its finished form? Close your eyes for a minute. Go there with me. May it be as you have seen, this or something better, and may it be blessed from the moment of conception, which has passed, at this last new moon, to the moment of the first laying of the first brick of your foundation, some of which may still be hidden from view under this eclipse. And may it be blessed as it goes all the way through the creation stages and manifest in its final form in the months to come. May the entire process be blessed for you. And so I'm going to leave my blue moon candle burning. just for now. I'm being called not to blow it out, even though we're coming to the end of our ritual time together. I'm going to let it burn, just as a symbol of my faith, I guess. Because I really do believe that the universe can double what you are imagining, can send in mass reinforcements to support you, even beyond what you think is possible or even necessary, if you trust and believe. But I am going to extinguish my stratum candle for right now. And I want you to consider building a foundation altar and keeping these tools with you for the rest of the year. And every time that foundation gets stronger, every time you lay another brick, every time more good news comes, every time part of your manifestation unfolds, I want you to light this candle and I want you to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so tonight, in faith, with all those beautiful orbs floating around, you ready to say thank you with me now? Let's say thank you now in advance for the blessings that are already on their way. Are you ready? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings and protection that are already on their way. Amen, aho, and so it is. Now you can read this wax. As we have recreated our candles, you can actually read the gold in the blue. Sometimes there's symbols. I saw a heart in mine not long ago, and now I'm seeing sort of an eagle. It's really beautiful. The shapes change. So on our event page, I would love for you to maybe take pictures of your wax, and we can do a little bit of reading of the different symbols that come up. It's almost like reading your tea leaves. And mine is shifting and morphing again. It's beautiful. I see a little face, like a little, very tender little smiling face in mine. Very sweet. And still morphing, though, still changing. And so read your wax and see what messages are there for you. And so I'm going to leave my blue moon candle burning, as I said. And so spirit guides, ascended masters, star beings, Horus himself, all the beings from the Egyptian pantheon who've joined us this evening, we want to thank you for your presence, for your blessing upon the foundation of our structures for the year. We want to release you from your service to the circle tonight. Guardians of the Northern Gateway, we want to thank you for your protection and your strength and the courage it takes to build as we are. We release you from your service to the circle tonight. Guardians of the Western Gateway, thank you for helping us tap into those deeper emotions and evolve and grow so that we have the emotional resources that we need to commit to the growth that we seek. And we release you from your service to the circle tonight. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, we had Leo in the house all night tonight. And so may the fire and the passion and the intensity and the courage and the self-esteem and the power of Leo accompany you on your manifestation journey in the year ahead. And all the fire spirits and guardians, may they be with you. And release them from their service to the circle tonight. And last but not least, guardians of the Eastern Gateway. Thank you for helping us build a strong, firm, solid foundation so that from here, everything we create in 2018 will be blessed. And we give thanks. We release you from your service to the circle. And so with that, it's a little burst of energy just then. I am actually feeling called to blow out my candle now. So maybe I just needed to close the circle with it lit. So guides and guardian spirits, we give thanks for the doubling tonight. The doubling of Luna's light. Ooh, look at that. I'm telling you, it doesn't want to go out. So shall it be. I will let you burn. We do give thanks for the doubling of the energy. And as my candle burns, I hope that the intensity of tonight's ritual continues to be a blessing to you as well. So enjoy, get your stones out, let them charge up under this beautiful light. Enjoy the rest of Luna's full glow. I will look forward to seeing you very soon for our Imbolc ritual as well, everyone. And almost as if on cue, we have a siren to say, full moon blessings, sending lots of love to whoever that siren was for. But I want to thank you. It's such a blessing to have you here in our community. We're so thankful for your presence. And I hope that all the work that we do together this year is in service of your soul's greater development. I feel blessed to be your guide on this journey. And so I look forward to seeing you soon for In Bulk Ritual. And then next month, we are traveling to India together for another beautiful ritual in our world of magic. So stay tuned for more of that. If you enjoyed tonight and you love learning about the ancient civilizations, you might really enjoy my online classes if you haven't registered yet. I teach 3 different classes. They're $20 a month each. For Arrow Magic, which is aromatherapy, Gem Wise, which is all about crystals and gems, and then Magical Sabbatical, which is about ritual and magic, where you can sign up for all 3 classes for $60 a month and get a certificate at the end of the year as part of our Holistic Healer program. So you can always go to sagegoddess.com and click on memberships to learn more about how to join me in those classes. And that's where we really get into the details of the history of each of these civilizations. And so if you love tonight, I think you'd love the classes too. And I'll look forward to seeing you there and in our Facebook groups. Enjoy the rest of your full moon, everybody. It's been a pleasure. It's been really just a joy to be with you tonight. I hope tonight was a blessing for you, and I'll see you again very soon.